What's going on, guys? This is Waning Moonlight, and I was thinking about it, but I'm sick of the capitalist monopoly having messengers with all the blood vials and silver bullets every single person has. You kill a dude, he got blood vials. You kill a bird, he got blood vials. You fist a pig, blood vials come out. That pig might need to see a vet, but the real issue is the messengers. They got a monopoly on all of this. Every time you get blood echoes, it's going into healing or grabbing bullets instead of getting feet pics from the doll. So, for this run, screw that. We're not using any blood vials, any silver bullets. If I want to parry or use any healing, I'm going to get them locally sourced, made by man. Even if I find them out in the streets, I'm going to either sell them or waste them. So, just like shoot at a wall, or if I'm at full HP, use the healing vials because I don't always feel like running, then, warping back to the dream because it's just such a long process. But, anyways, with that being said, what can we do? Well, first, most importantly, is the fit check. That's the most important thing you can do in Bloodborne. So, of course, we grab the hunter's garb. Then, healing wise, we still have the rally mechanic, but for parries, we could still make blood bullets because, well, they're not silver bullets and they're made by me. And I'm a pretty good business to invest in. And now, when you make blood bullets, it takes a good bit of health, which hopefully I can make back from the rally mechanic whenever I try it. It doesn't go too well, but I still try. And sorry for the footage getting a little pixely here. Something was going on with the connection. It shows me getting the music box, and then it cuts out till I'm mid-fight with the Cleric Beast. I could not tell you why that happened. But either way, that was like my second attempt at the Cleric Beast, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to need a +3 weapon before I do that. At the moment, I had like a +1. So, I'm heading over to Gascoigne. Now, I've never actually used the music box in his fight before, so this was a learning experiment for me. I did not realize, like, if he's mid-attack, that the music box would not stun him, which I kind of thought it would just, like, stop him dead in his tracks, so, that was good to learn. So, my original idea was make blood bullets, play music, then I can rally it back and parry if I need. Which went decently well. Wasn't crazy good. I did die. More than a couple times, to say the least. Second attempt, shot again. Third attempt was a real quick one. But anyways, I realized the point of the music box is to allow you to get backstabs, which is a lot handier than, rallying back some points from a blood bullets. So when he went to second phase, it was the big opening. 3 back heavy attacks, then a charged repost. Then all we had to do was throw a firebomb. Lemon, please notice me. And we're good. Prey slaughtered. First try, best to ever do it. With him out of the way, we can unlock the chapel, which is going to be really important. Having this open allows us to do some side quests to bring people here. There's 2 really important people. First one is Grandma over here. She's not going to be useful till late game. I'll talk about that when we reach there. But for now, just keep note, she's been saved. I'm a hero, I know. And the other person we're going to grab later. But before that, we get some upgrade material and get the saw cleaver to +3, or not +3, to +2. We get the +3 in a minute. But yeah, we go back to Cleric Beast, show him what's what. Things go pretty well second time around. And with the Cleric Beast out, that's just some more levels for, well, believe it or not, leveling up. Shocker, I know. And we head down to Old Yarnum. Here, course, this could be really handy because that's where we're going to get more upgrade materials to get our weapon 2+3. And I kind of like Old Yarnum. It's a little bit annoying with the machine gun, which I guess is like the main attraction, but it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, we buy some fire paper. We have pungent blood cocktails and a beast pellet. If you know what's about to go on, you know what's about to happen, except I do a very terrible job at it. I don't know what was my luck, but every time I went for a hit, bro just ran away. And okay, I mean, some of it was just my own problems with spacing. But anyways, once I finally realized going for charge attacks ain't the way to go, things went a whole lot better. And I started to just go against him, just lay into him. Luckily, because I explored, I had a couple antidotes if needed, but it was not necessary, and bro goes down, which gives us a chalice. And our way to head to Vicar Amelia, which does not go well, like, at all. And I was like, I'm still going to take fall damage, and because of that, I'm going to need to grab our one source of healing. To get that, first, we gotta die and get kidnapped and sent here. Here in the Unseen Village, we can find our little friend in the corner crying. Isn't that how you meet all your friends? Like, that's how I meet mine. Talk to her, and that means it's not how you do it. You not just talk to her. Do I gotta do it later? Hold on. Okay, I had to do a bit of Googling. Apparently you can only recruit her to Odin Chapel if you're wearing a church fit. Have I mentioned I've never talked to this person before? This is my first time ever interacting with them, so learn something new. So we put on Gascoigne's fit, and she's more welcoming to taking our advice. And talking to her gives us the most important item for the run, her blood, which heals us for, I think it's like 30%, and then gives us healing over time, which is great for how much fall damage we're going to need for this drop. And we can go back to her every time we use it up and get more. Now, we can only get one blood thing, we can only have one special blood item, so we can't have like one from each person. There's another person you can get it from, but I went with the nun just because healing over time sounds a little bit more helpful. And also, I couldn't find the other lady, so it's what we're stuck with. Vicar Amelia went pretty good. Believe it or not, fire paper plus beast pellet plus +3 weapon equals a easy fight. I don't know if you know that. It's math. Pretty handy. And though I liked using the saw cleaver, I literally just did an entire run using the saw cleaver like just 3 days ago. So I was like, I don't want to use it anymore. We're swapping to the Kirk hammer. And while we run up to go fight the witches of Hemwick, I would like to introduce you all to Molly. Molly is my dog, except she has a terrible gambling addiction and is now $10,000 in debt. For every person who subscribes, that'll be $1 into the Helping Molly Fund. Get back on her feet. However, if you subscribe and say double down in the comments, then she will take her education fund and put it all on black. So, get out there, make sure you subscribe, and we'll try and help Molly get better. Anyways, the Witches of Hemwick hopefully could be useful, because this allows us to equip runes, which of course could have a little bit of help, but honestly, I hadn't even checked which ones I had on me, which turns out checking which runes you have could be important, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Witches are still alive, so finish that one off, and then once you know it, they're so close to each other, and you get the double kill. Pretty easy. I don't know if the fist killed her or if it was like the backstab, but either way, she went down. And it's time to check what runes we have, which I only got 2. Blood vial's up, and Might as well equip that because nothing else to have on. But anyways, it's time to head into the DLC. If I can find the spot for it. It's been like 2 years since I've done the DLC. But we're not here for bosses. We're here for upgrade material. Just grabbed a few of those, so then when I head into the Forsaken Forest, or whatever it's called, I can get enough upgrade material to get my weapon up to +6, which obviously will be helpful for our next boss fight, the Shadows of Yharnam, as you all know. Now, I am really not looking forward to this fight. Don't really have healing. I'm going to have to parry, which means I'm going to need to make blood vials and make sure I have the timing to heal them back. You know, I've had some nightmares in my life, but you know what? I think this is the worst nightmare I'm ever going to have. I don't even think Mikolash's nightmare or the Hunter's nightmare are going to be any worse. But first attempt goes, well, kind of how you expect it would. Not good. Which is fine, you know, there's always second try. Which actually went a lot better. And this is as good as I would do for the next hour of trying to fight the Shadows of Yharnam. Which obviously does not bode well. I almost killed the weakest one, and that's as good as I got. Which is why I implemented this right here. Very handy freezing the shadows little trick. Honestly, it's a little cheap, but if it wasn't for this, I would not have attempted this run because I knew the Shadows of Yharnam were going to be near impossible in a 3-on-1 situation. So, we just kind of crushed them and called it a day. But don't worry, my pain is just beginning because next up is, of course, collecting blood rocks. Did I forget that this was here? Maybe. You don't know that. So, we need to get our weapon 2 + 7 so we could actually defeat Rom in a hopefully reasonable manner. And the easiest way to get some blood rocks is to head to Castle Canehurst. So, we're going to head to Castle Canehurst, which I got to say, such a cool way to head there. You know, you just walk up to this pillar, a carriage pulls up out of nowhere, has this whole special cutscene. Such a cool place to be at, because it's a nice place. It's a cool place to be. I'm assuming you're all laughing on the other side. But yeah, didn't stay here for long. Only grabbed 3 blood rocks so we can get our thing to +7. And it's time for the, hopefully, working strategy. My idea, first, of course, take out the kids. Then, I thought if I removed my sword, popped the beast blood pellet, I could really work up the beasthood meter. That way, our damage would be high, and hopefully, we can one-cycle her. So when I got it high enough, I popped some fire paper, grabbed the hammer, and that was a mistake because switching to the hammer allowed her to teleport. I think how it works is if there's constant damage on her, she won't warp. But, yeah, didn't go well for me that try. Or the next, like, 10 tries. Sometimes I didn't even get to hit her. Believe it or not having healing is a really big pain. So what am I to do? Besides, you know, like, die 20 times. Well, there was one solution, and I think it might actually be the right course of action. Because obviously, I wasn't getting anywhere fast. And that is the NPC summon you can get. This man is a scholar of Mensis, and he had one item, the one reason I wanted him. It is called the Choir Bell. It's, well, a bell that heals you and the people around you. And he has it on. He would be my way of extra healing throughout the boss fight. Easy, right? And awesome. So, I summoned him, we challenged Rom, and things actually went not in the way I expected them to. Because, as I had said, I believe Rom taking damage will not allow her to teleport. So, with two people being aggressive, we just beat her down. Which means I kind of didn't summon him for the reason I thought I would, but reasons I needed. And little did I know that defeating Rom would be the turning point of pain. Anything I thought was difficult was about to get 100 times worse. So, unforeseen village or unseen village, unforeseen village. I don't know what this place is called. This is terrible for me. Well, you see, like the rally mechanic, I'm allowed to get healing as long as I damage them, within the time of taking damage. The One Reborn is constantly doing a lot of small attacks, which then means you can't rally back your health, which means my one way of reliable healing is kind of loose. Now, of course, we still have our one blood vial, which is fine. But you can kind of see the issue this fight's going to have, which I was not looking forward to. Then there's, of course, the way to actually get to the boss fight. So many things are shooting at you, firing at you from all sorts of directions. It's kind of hard to make it there safely, if you can make it there at all. I've had attempts where I died like before I even made it into the room, which again sucks, but it's just what happens. But you know what? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe this will be fine. We start up the boss fight, of course. You gotta have a cool cutscene first. And I talked last video, but I thought Rom was kind of related to the Duke's Dear Freya. Spiders that summon little spiders to protect them. And now I'm looking at this boss, and it kind of makes me think of the Rotten. Just an amalgamation of corpses put together. And the fact that Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne were developed around the same time, maybe it's related. Let me know down below what you think. But anyways, we're starting off, our damage is a little low. We barely don't 3-hit the Bell Maidens, the Chime Maidens? I don't know what they're called. Something like that. Which sucks. And as you had saw, just, I was kind of talking about the Rotten earlier, but I took damage while being up here. Which means, no matter what, I'm not safe. Which is not great. Now, against the One Reborn, I'm only using the straight sword for it, because I thought, if he's going to do little damage, then I need to get quick hits in. But the damage really ain't that good. Our weapon was still +7 at this moment. And you know what? I realized I didn't grab another healing item. Let me just go grab one. So I walk over, talk to her, and... Hello? You there? Okay, turns out she no longer gives you healing items after you kill Rom. That's great. So, okay. New plan. We're going to grab fire paper and oil urns. To get oil urns, we need the powder keg hunter badge, which luckily this man gives it to us because we came at him from behind for some reason. I don't know why that makes it chill, but we'll go with it. And though getting there does not go easy whatsoever, the idea is once we can actually get to the boss fight with full HP, we'll oil him, then heavy attack with the hammer. But I'm not gonna lie, I was not in a happy mood at this point. I died like probably more times heading into the boss fight than to the boss. And I actually gave up on the oil idea and had a new idea, a summon. See, I take a lot of damage even trying to kill the Bell Maidens. So, if I can summon this guy, he will be a distraction for me to go up and kill them. Then, can tag team the One Reborn. He hits it from one side, I hit another. And hopefully, we can break the limbs in a way that combo into each other. That way, the One Reborn will stay down, Don't need a final warning. That's the idea, at least. Does it go well? Does it work? Well, not really. Um, as much as I hate to say it, it doesn't. In fact, I tried for the next 2 hours. Then I spent an hour trying to head up here and fight the um celestial emissaries just so I can do something different, and that failed. And I cannot show you that stuff because I lost 3 hours of footage. And then also, I was keeping myself entertained by listening to YouTube music or whatever, and YouTube music went down. So I was not in a very happy moment right now. This part of the run was getting just really annoying. Losing footage, losing the bosses for hours, and the only thing I could listen to for some reason was Don't Mine at Night, the Minecraft parody. I don't know why. Nothing else on YouTube worked but that song. Is that related to this? No. But I'm just talking about my struggles. So I was like, what do I do here? Do I keep going? Do I come up with a new way to do healing? Do I say, well, I should have blood vials, so I'm just going to allow myself to have one or something? That felt cheap. And, just running around didn't feel right either. So I didn't run around, looking for extra bosses. I went around and got my weapon to +9. And then I did the Moonlight special and kept throwing my head at a brick wall until it or I broke. And luckily, well, my head is tougher than a brick wall because the man went down. Now, was I the one to do it? No. The summon did not care for the barf he put out. I did because I was on low HP. But man, I have never seen like a prey slaughtered victory sign that made me happier than that one. But anyways, we bought poison knives and go and challenge Mikolash. This is 100% my first attempt. Don't worry, I will definitely first try him. I got him like stuck in this corner, and he wouldn't always stagger with shots from my sword. Like, I don't know how I didn't get hit there. But either way, we got down with his first phase, and then second phase, well, poison knives work really well on him. So I kind of got to relax after this. This made me feel a lot better, poisoning a crazy old man. I recommend it. It's like pretty therapeutic. And with him finally down, there's only one boss left. And you might be thinking, one boss? What about Gurman and the moon presence? And nah, brother, once I could beat this game, I'm done. But anyways, this is where grannies came in use. I was able to use sedatives to make my way through the I don't know what to call this, like this palace, the school, I don't know. But allowed me to stay calm and make my way to grab the blood rock so we can get our weapon to +10. And we could find this item here, the most important item in a while. A single blood vial, Yusefka's blood. And Mikolash gave me an idea. Poison knives. They're pretty effective against him. And I looked it up, and Murgo's wet nurse is not immune to poison. So, my idea right now, poison Murgo. Then we got a beast pellet and some fire paper. And I'm pretty sure we all know where it goes from there, hopefully. So, they're poison. I pop a pellet. I get hit. So I gotta quickly recover it. You know how it goes. And it's time to annihilate. And things went really well. Believe it or not, having a strong weapon with basically max beast makes you pretty confident. I used my blood vial, and the shadow phase started. And, well, I died. Once again, was not very happy about that. In fact, I died quite a few times actually, which was irritating. But, I'm not going to do that whole feeling defeated thing again. I just did that like 2 minutes ago. So instead, what I did was grind out more poison knives. Took me about an hour to get things like right in the run, but I would throw poison knives, come in with 20, which means I could poison them about 4 times. Because it would take about like 4 to 5 to get them poisoned. I ran out of beast pellets, but doesn't matter. If I could just hit them like a couple times with some light attacks, I would poise break them. And with them broken, they couldn't do anything. And the round was won. And oh my gosh, I was ecstatic. I really did not think I could beat this run. I had never been happier to have somebody actually straight up murder me. So, thank you all so much who made it to the end of this video. I do appreciate you all. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to get Molly either out of poverty or to double down like she probably should. And if you enjoyed this video, also, I will be making more Bloodborne content. After all, it is October, and we all know, Grim Reaper right there. This is the spookiest From Software game. And also my favorite. And I'll probably keep making a few more. But no challenge run's probably going to be harder than this one. And with that being said, this is me signing off, staring off at the most beautiful sunrise I've probably seen in a while.